He just shook up the world. How's that feel? Hey, I'm not surprised.
What is up, everybody? Welcome to this special bonus episode of Chingazo's Combat Crew. Here we go. We're your one-stop shop for all your combat news. You know me. I'm your boy, Frank. I got the whole crew here tonight for the first Parlay SuperShow of 2024. Let's go, boys. How hype are you guys for this show?
Dude, it is going to be a fucking banger of a card. I'm super stoked for it. There's a few fights in here that I'm really, really excited about, especially the main event, obviously. But yeah, the whole card is going to be just fireworks.
That's what I'm talking about. How you doing tonight, cuz?
I'm
Dirty
doing
Sanchez
good,
over
man.
there?
Yeah, I'm doing good, man. I'm looking forward to these fights. I don't think I'm gonna be able to catch them and be at ADCC in Long Beach. So I don't know if I'm gonna be able to catch them. But
That seems like a humble brag over there, motherfucker. Like, oh yeah. Yeah, I gotta take my Benz to the shop, you know, that kind of shit. Motherfucker. Whatever.
Yeah.
Get out of here.
All right, so we're going to take a look at this card. Leading up to this card, I mean, it's a pretty banging card, and we lost two big potential fights. Actually, not big potential, because one of them already got rescheduled. The other one, I don't know. They might be working on it a little bit down the line, but at least we got one of them. The other one, who knows? So we're not really going to talk about the prelims. We're going to just jump right into the main card and make picks, but I do want to go over the whole entire card. So, boys, let's take a peek at this right here. All right, boys, here we are. Let's take a look at the whole entire card. I was just talking about two fights that we missed out on. You'll see them on the screen right now. There's a line crossing out on them as we speak. By the way, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching Chingazo's Combat Crew on YouTube, on IG, on Twitter, on Threads, on X. That's what's up. All right, two fights we lost. Jan Blachowicz and Alexander Rakic. I believe that fight's already been rescheduled, right? UFC 299 or something like that?
I think so. Let me look it up.
Yeah. And then we lost Dominic Reyes and Carlos Ulberg, but that one has not been rescheduled as of late. So you'll notice on the screen that I only have two Chingazo's Combat Crew seal of approvals. Actually, it should have been three. I forgot to put one on the main event, obviously. But on the prelims, we got two bangers that you're going to want to take a peek at. Charles Jourdain taking on Sean, my arms are too long for my body, Woodson. Or Sean Daywalker Woodson. Have you seen that dude's arms?
Dude, it's not just his arms, it's his leg too.
Everything.
You know what he looks like? It's
giraffe.
like back in kindergarten when you start learning how to draw people.
Yes.
And then you would just draw like the big little ass torso and long ass limbs. That's what he looks like.
Yep.
Yeah, that's gonna be a good fight.
That's gonna be a fun fight to watch, man. It's gonna be a fun fight to watch. And then also on the prelims, Brad Katona and Garrett Armfield should be fun while it lasts. And a lot of the internet is buzzing on that fight, as far as not really because it's going to be an awesome matchup, but because they think that that's I cannot count how many times on Reddit someone said, I bet my house on it. Bet your house on this. Bet your house on this. This is guaranteed. Put the mortgage on it because you're about to make a double payment next month. Don't even trip. Don't even trip, Fonzo.
Oh, and then Jerry is going to be fighting Rakic UFC 300.
Oh, that's right. So they pulled out Jan completely and they threw in Yuri. That's right.
Yeah.
So it's Yuri and Rakic. That'll be a good ass fight, man. So UFC 300?
300.
Sweet. So again, looking at the prelims, and that's not even all of the prelims. Those are just two fights that are on the prelims that should be banging. So, gentlemen, are we ready to buckle up and jump in to the main card?
Yes, let's do
Let's
it.
freaking do this. Let's go. First card. First fight that is set to open UFC 293 pay-per-view. And I did put a Chingazo's Combat Crew seal of approval on this. Actually, I think I put them here instead of on that other screen. But the pay-per-view opener, Arnold Allen, number 4 ranked featherweight, taking on number 9, Movsar Evloev. Bros. Got tail of the tape up on the screen. Both of these fighters coming in at 29 años de edad. Arnold Allen, 5'7". Movsar coming in 5'6". Obviously 145 each. And there's not really too much of a reach advantage. Movsar coming in with 72.5 inches of reach, while Arnold Allen is at 70. So 2.5 inch reach advantage there, boys. You ready to go over their records? I think we're going to start by looking at El Señor Arnoldo Allen. So Arnold Allen last fought last year in April, taking on Max the Buzz Killer Holloway. Lost by unanimous decision. Some people said he was doing pretty good. I thought he did okay. He didn't get slaughtered. You know, I don't think Max was coaching him up in there or anything like he usually does, but he did okay. There's no way he won that fight, but he survived. But before that, I mean, look, I don't think this is in his entire career in the UFC, but on the screen right now, I have going all the way back to June of 2015, and he's got nothing but dubs, guys. Nothing but dubs. And if you check out his resume, what win stands out the most to you guys? Say that again.
I say he's got a pretty high caliber of opponents, man. You got Dan Hooker, Calvin Kattar, Gilbert Melendez, you know, all those guys, man.
Yes, yeah. And Gilbert Melendez 2019. So he was catching Gilbert right at the end, but Gilbert is always an MFer. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And the names that you just spoke of, Fonzo, Calvin Kattar, Dan Hooker, bro, Fonzo. Let everybody watching and listening are actually listening because they can't see the screen for us. But how did Arnold Allen take those two guys out?
Dude, they're TKOs. Calvin Kattar by knee, except for the knee injury, but that was leg kicks and shit that he fucked him up with, and then punches and elbows for Dan Hooker, dude. That's not a fucking easy thing to do to Dan Hooker.
No, definitely not, man. So he ain't no punk, bro. So I say he's ranked number 9 right now. Oh, number 4, my bad. Evloev is number 9. So let's look at Evloev's record while we're at it. Evloev on the screen. You guys remember he took on rising star. We talked about him on the end of the year award show. Diego Lopez came in last year, had 2 fights in the UFC, and that first fight was against Movsar here on the screen, which he did end up winning by unanimous decision. And I would have to say that it was a pretty easy win for him. Right? He skated through pretty easily, didn't have any issues other than in the second round when Diego almost caught him in that triangle armbar thing for a little while.
Right.
But Diego held his own for a while on the feet, on the ground. He did okay. But again, like we said, Movsar came in like a bat out of hell and just took over that fight. Before that, I mean, and he's undefeated, bro. He's undefeated. Wins over Diego Lopez, Dan Ige, Hakeem Dawodu, Nick Lentz, Mike Grundy, Enrique Barzola, and Sung Woo Choi. I believe that Movsar is a slight favorite in this.
Yeah, he is. He's at negative 175.
Yeah, minus 175 right now. Okay.
Is what I saw in my bookie.
Oh, okay. And Arnold Allen is at a what? Is he
He's plus
140?
plus 150 or
plus
150
150
right now. Shoot. Here we go. I had them up. Plus 145. 145. So he's a slight underdog. Very slight.
All right. So, gentlemen, how do you see this one going down, man? This is like one of the fights on the entire card that I am looking forward to the most, besides the main event. You take out the main event, this would be the next fight. This fight I would want to see for 5 rounds.
Dude, this is a tough fight, man, for both of these guys. For both of these guys. Arnold Allen has a much more impressive resume, I think, with the caliber of people that he's fought. But Evloev, dude, he's hot, dude. He's on a streak. So it's hard to tell, dude, which one this is gonna go. But I'm gonna go ahead and go with the odds makers on this one, and I think it's gonna be Evloev.
Evloev by
I'm saying decision. They're just so evenly matched. It's hard for me to call it one way or another. So I think it's gonna be decision. It might even be split. But I'm going Evloev.
All right. What about you, cuz? What you thinking? Which way you swinging on this one?
Yeah, I'm actually agreeing with Alfonso for the first time on that one. Yeah, I think they're pretty evenly matched altogether. I know that like you said, Arnold has a good resume, but I don't know. I'm feeling like this Russian guy is gonna have a little bit extra, especially since all his wins were unanimous decision. He didn't finish anyone. I think the only way that Arnold's gonna win is if he brings in some of those those kicks and stuff like that, and maybe works the legs. But I don't know if he's gonna be able to do it. So I'm going for the Russian.
You're going for the Russian? All right. I would love to see Arnold Allen get this W. I think that he's put in the time. He's got the most impressive resume, but Evloev is just so well-rounded, dude. Like, just don't think. I think the only way that Arnold can get a W here is by finishing him early. He's got to get a KO, TKO. He's not going to sub him. He's not going to out-wrestle him, but he can outstrike him. Is that going to happen? I don't know, because the moment Evloev gets hit with something that he doesn't like, guess where the fight's going to go?
To the ground.
Right to the ground, right into what he's strongest at. And I think that's what's going to happen for 3 rounds. I think that every round, Arnold's going to have a tiny, tiny little window to take advantage of, and Evloev's just going to close that right away. And every time it's going to be a scrappy fight. It's probably not going to be fun to watch. It's going to be a 3-round lay and pray, maybe even some ground and pound every now and then. But both of these guys are super tough. I don't see anybody getting finished, but I'm going with the boys on this one. I'm going I'm going to go unanimous decision on this, man. I think Evloev is going to make a big impression on everybody on Saturday night, just by the pure dominance that he's going to put on his show. I mean, just the showing that he's going to do, I'm thinking, So it's time to put up. He's getting into the top echelon of the fighters, and it's time to, look at how many decisions he's got on his record, dude. It's time to make a statement and show that you belong in the top 5, because that's where everything he's going to be headed. Hopefully sooner rather than later, as far as if he has anything to say about it. But I'm with you guys. Unanimous decision, Movsar Evloev. All right, guys. Next fight up on the pay-per-view. Homie of the man fighting on the main event. His homie from another mother, Chris Curtis, number 14th ranked middleweight fighter in the UFC, taking on Canada's own Marc-Andre Barriault. Chris Curtis, 36 years old, coming in at 5'8", 185 pounds, 75.5-inch reach. He's coming in with a record of 30 wins, 10 losses, 1 no contest. Marc-Andre Barriault, 33 years old, so not that much younger, a little bit younger, but not much. 6'1", 185 pounds, and a 74.5-inch reach. So even though Curtis is shorter, he does have a distinct 1.5-inch reach advantage. What is that in millimeters, Fonzo?
Don't know, man. Don't know.
26.5.
All right.
So on the screen, I got Chris Curtis's record. So he had, in his last outing, he had that no contest with Nasruddin Imavov. They had that accidental headbutt. Yeah. And then before that, remember, he had that unanimous decision loss to Kelvin. And I think they also butted heads. And he might have gotten like days from that. And after, because he was winning that fight for a little bit. Before that, he got a KO win over Joaquin Buckley. Before that, a unanimous decision loss to Jack Hermanson. And then before that, 3-fight winning streak with wins over Rodolfo Vieira by unanimous decision. TKO win over Brandon Allen. Dude, that win has aged excellent for him, and that was just 2021.
Mm-hmm.
And then Blonde Cisco, who just got murked last week, Phil Haas, KO UFC 268, November 2021. So that is Curtis's record in the UFC. Even though his record is extensive, you can see he's got 41 fights under his belt. So he's definitely got experience.
And he's fought some tough guys, man.
And he's fought some tough guys. He's had some bad luck, you know what I mean? Just like the clash of heads, man. Bad things happen sometimes, you know what I mean? So maybe it's time for some good things to happen. On the screen, Marc-Andre Barrial coming in with on a 2-fight winning streak. Last fought Eric Anders to a unanimous decision win at UFC 289 last June. Before that, a TKO win over Julian Marquez, round 2. Before that, a loss to Anthony Hernandez by arm triangle, round 3. Before that, a win over Jordan Wright, submission, round 1. Before that, KO loss to Chidi and Jukwani, round 1. Before that, win over Dalcha Lungiambula, win over Abu Azaitar, no contest against Oscar Pichota, and then 3 losses against Park Jun-Young, Christoph Jotko, and Andrew Sanchez. All right, so man, Marc-Andre's resume is not
the greatest,
blowing at all, man. Like he's kind of like up and down here, you know what I mean?
Yeah, he's hit or miss.
Yeah, man, and no big impressive wins.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, what are you gonna hang your hat on? Eric Anders? The Chidi and Jukwani fight would have been a good one, but he got KO'd. Anthony Hernandez, that might have been an okay win too, but he got arm triangled. So, are you guys thinking what I'm thinking?
Yeah, he's gonna get smoked.
Marc-Andre Barrial, KO round 1. I think this is Chris Curtis' fight to lose, guys. I mean, I don't think that Chris Curtis has the power to put Andre's lights out, but I think he's got the game plan. I think he's got the cardio. I think he's got the coach. I think he's got the team. He's got the total package, dude. He should be able to pull out a unanimous decision win in this one. That's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm going with. What do you guys think?
It's a safe bet, man. I think that is a safe bet to make. And yeah, I mean, I agree with you. I'm actually going the same way. I actually think though that Barrial can be stopped. So I'm thinking if it is going to be a KO, probably late rounds, late second round, maybe third round. But more likely it's going to be decision.
All right. So we got a decision for Curtis by Fonzo. Curtis by decision by your boy Frank. Let's go downstairs to Cousin Nat. What you say, cuz?
Take it 3 to charm. Yep. I think that's
man.
Yep.
This might be the first time in the history of Chingaso's Combat Crew that we've agreed on 2 fights in a row.
Right?
Yeah. All right, let's keep this train going. Next fight. Now we're at the middle point of the pay-per-view. Does anybody need a bathroom break? Are you good?
I'm good, man.
Kidding. We just started, man. We're going. Number 13, Neil Magny taking on Mike Mallet. Just kidding. It's Mike Malot. Welterweight. Neil Magny, 28-12, taking on Mike Malot, 10-1-1. Let's take a peek at the tail of the tape. Neil Magny, 36 years young, 6'2", 170 pounds, 80-inch reach advantage. Actually, not reach advantage, but 80-inch reach. Mike Malot, 32 years old, 6'1", 170 pounds, 73-inch reach.
Yeah, it's a big difference, man.
Yeah, big difference. Not only the reach difference, but look at the experience, bro. Like on the screen right now, we're looking at Neil Magny's record, and I don't think this definitely is not his entire fight record. But it goes all the way back to November 2015, bro. Sorry to cut you off there, Fonzo. What were you going to say? Look
I
at
was
those
just gonna say, and look at the
nipples.
caliber. Yes, that
Shiny.
of course. But other than that, you also want to look at the caliber of fighters that he's been up against. Man, those are some high caliber
Who's the
fucking
toughest
fighters.
fighter he's gone up against? Who would you say?
Shit,
See, like,
damn, I don't know, man. Let me see. You got Michael Chiesa, you got Shavkat. That's a fucking
RDA.
top level. Michael,
Shavkat, yeah. Li
yeah.
Jiangling, dude, that's a good win.
dude.
And that's actually a win.
Kevin Gastelum is in there, and he won that too.
Robbie Lawler.
Yeah, Robbie Lawler. Those are tough motherfuckers.
Yeah,
So,
man.
I mean, and he's lost to the top of the top. You know what I mean? Like losing to Gilbert Burns that's not a bad thing. You know what I mean? Like losing to Rafael dos Anjos. That's
Yeah, I mean, look at his losses. Here's his losses: Ian Machado, Gilbert Burns, Shavkat, Michael Chiesa, Ponzinibbio, and Lorenz Larkin.
Yeah.
So those aren't, I mean, if you're gonna lose to people, those aren't bad people to lose to. I mean, maybe Lorenz Larkin, but Lorenz Larkin ended up turning into a better fighter once he left the UFC.
Right. And I was gonna say that's probably his worst loss out of all these people.
Probably, yeah. Because even Michael Chiesa is not that bad of a loss.
No.
You know? So let's take a peek at Senor Mike Mallow. Mike Mallow, 10-1-1, and he hasn't been in the UFC very long. He was on Dana White's Contender Series in October 2021, so he's only had 4 fights. So he last had a submission win against Adam Fuggett back in June 2023. Triangle choked win over Johan Lionesi, February 2023. TKO over Mickey Gall, round 1. And then on Dana White's Contender Series, he hit another guillotine against Shimon Smotrinsky.
So his most notable win is going to be Mickey Gall.
For sure, Mickey Gall. And he got him out there in the first round, dude.
Which is fucking impressive.
Yes, I would say so. I mean, if you're going to talk about an impressive win on his resume, that's the one right there for sure.
Right. This is tough, man, because, Magny's been in some more. So that does, you know how that affects people. You know what I mean? That affects fighters. You know what I mean? Like having a resume this big is impressive, but it also means that, dude, how much more does he have?
A lot of wear and tear.
Yep.
A lot of wear and tear.
How much more can he take?
Look at that hairline. I don't know how much more that can take either.
I can tell you by experience, not much more, man. Not much more. Leave me alone, Frank.
Bro. I'm gonna get you a subscription to Hims hair regrowth product. I got you.
I appreciate it.
We got you. It's 2024, Fonzo. You don't have to live your life like that no more. All right, bro.
All right. So, all right, here's the deal though. Magny is at a plus 250, so he's an underdog.
That's good. That's pretty good.
Yeah, dude, plus 250. Mike Mallow or Mallet is a heavy favorite, minus 310.
That's crazy.
That's
crazy for someone with with only 4 wins in the UFC, and that actually really it's only 3 because you don't want to count that Contender Series as a win in the UFC.
Apparently, the odds makers are counting that shit.
I know, but what the shit do they know that we don't?
Maybe it's because all of his wins is because of submission or that TKO. None of them have gone to decision. Maybe that's why they're all like round one, then the last one round 2. Maybe
he does have a loss. I don't have that on the screen, so somebody beat him.
So according to my bookie, they're saying that Malal is on a 6-match winning streak. So they're counting his record before the UFC too, which is why they're giving these odds, which is, I guess makes sense, but not really either. You know what I mean? So I'm going to go ahead and go with the underdog in this fight and go Neil Magny. And I'm going to say,
what the fuck?
I want to say KO round 2, fool.
No way.
No.
Woo, Fonzo.
I'm ready to take on 10 midgets right now. I'm powerful.
Let's go.
That's Fonzo right now. That's Fonzo. Bro,
let's go.
You are going deep. All right. Digging deep. All right, cuz, what say you on this one? Who you riding with?
Actually, I'm thinking I'm gonna go with the odds, but I'm gonna go by submission. I'm gonna go by
Okay.
submission.
You're going
Yeah.
Malott.
Malott by
Malott
submission.
sub.
Yeah.
All right. I'm pretty sure Vegas would agree with you. But you know what, man? I'm gonna go with experience over on this one.
Hype?
I think
Experience
that
over hype.
Magny has enough experience where, I mean, yeah, maybe this guy might be able to outpoint him. I mean, I don't think this guy's at Ian's level,
Mhm.
right? I don't think he'll
Yeah.
be able to put a whooping on Magny like Ian did. And so I'm totally doing MMA math here, but I believe that Neil can play spoiler in this one. I think
Mhm.
that he's been in this position before, and he's not quite at the gatekeeper level. I think he's still like a step above gatekeeper level. Not that he's going to make a run at the title or anything like that, but I don't think he's going to be that guy that the UFC can use to test their younger fighters, because he's just going to keep taking them out. And I think that's what he's going to do here. I'm not going riding with Fonzo on this one with the submission part, but I am riding with him on Neil getting the W here. I'm going Neil Magny split decision on this one. And it's going to be tough because it's going to be in Canada, bro. That's why it's going to be split.
Or it's gonna be unanimous for the Canadian, even if he loses. So because we know what
Could be.
happened.
Sets up better matchups for the UFC. They would give them another rising star on the roster.
Yep.
They could always use another Canadian superstar, which he could turn into. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's always a point in a fighter's career where where you can look at their resume and be like, yeah, it was that one right there where they
That
got to
elevator.
win against somebody. Exactly. And it just changed their game. And from there, they never look back. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's a point where people were talking about GSP, like they're talking about Mike Malone. Like, yeah, he's good. He's coming up, but he's not quite there yet. And then he got something, and then he just took off, bro.
That should be an episode, fool. We should look into like some of the top stars and see what their pivot point was, man.
Oh, that's a great idea, dude. That's a great idea.
Stay tuned out there, peeps. We're gonna make it happen.
New episode dropping. That's a bonus episode, bro.
Yeah.
All right. Main event. Dude, I'm pumped for it. I'm actually the closer we get to this one, I'm actually getting a little bit more pumped. But not for the same reasons that fight fans would be getting pumped for. So
you're just excited to look at booties. Make sure your wife doesn't hear this.
Always for that, Fonzo, but I'm keeping it pro here, and I didn't say that. So I'm going to edit that out. Anyways, co-main event, Raquel, number 2. The number 2 ranked bantamweight fighter, Raquel Rocky Pennington, taking on number 3 ranked fighter, Mayra Bueno Silva. Is this for the interim championship, the interim bantamweight, or is this for the bantamweight title?
Shit, that's
no, it is, dude. Look, it says on the screen,
bout.
Bantamweight title bout. So this is for the real deal here. So Rocky Pennington, 35 years old, 5'6", 135 pounds, 67.5-inch reach. Mayra Bueno Silva, 32 years old, 5'5", 135 pounds, 66.5-inch reach. All right, guys. How do you think this is going to go down, and who you picking? Rocky is a slight underdog. These are old odds, but on the screen I got Rocky at plus 140 and Mayra Bueno Silva at a minus 166. Let's go over both of these ladies' records. Rocky Pennington with the longer resume dating all the way back to Ultimate Fighter, Team Rousey versus Team Misha Cupcake Tate. Remember that, guys?
Ooh, yeah,
dude,
man.
2013. That was a long time ago, bro. That was when she first came into the UFC. So let's look at her last few wins, her last few fights. She last beat Caitlin Vieira by split decision back in January of 2023. She beat Aspen Ladd by unanimous decision in April of 2022. Macy Chason sub December of 2021. Paney Kianzad Unanimous decision, September 2021. Marion Ronu, unanimous decision, June 2020. And then before that, she took an L by unanimous decision to Holly Holm in January of 2020. But the resume keeps going on and on and on. And
Dude, and if you look, just like Neil Magny, man, the people she's lost to,
she's
women
fought
lost to,
everybody.
dude, Holly Holm, Amanda Nunes, Jessica Andrade.
How many past champs did she fight, dude? Look, Jessica Andrade, Holly Holm, Jessica Andrade again, Misha Tate, Amanda Nunes, Jermaine Durandamy, Holly Holm again, dude. Like champ after champ after champ after champ.
And of course, like those are the people that you expect somebody at the top echelon to lose to. You know what I mean? Like if you're gonna lose to anybody, you're gonna lose to the champ, and she has. Everybody else, she's beat.
Yeah. Let's look at Mayra Buena Silva's record here. Doesn't go back as far. She did come through to the UFC through Dana White's Contender Series back in August of 2018. Her last fight, she did win. How did she beat Holly Holm originally? Do you guys remember? Was it a decision? Or did she murk her? I can't remember. But it got overturned because she tested positive for Adderall, which is a banned substance.
Adderall is a banned substance?
Yeah.
Shit.
Really?
That's
by the commission, yeah.
That's weird.
But it's like meth, bro.
Well, I guess, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, all right.
I mean, like some people abuse it, so maybe that's why it's probably on the list.
Well, they also caught her snorting in the fucking locker room, so
Well,
no, I'm playing.
maybe
that didn't happen. That didn't happen. I don't want to get sued.
Do you know the
Suit,
pharmacist?
I'm knocking on your door. What are you talking about?
All right, let's get back to her record. Before the Holly Holm fight, she had 1, 2, 3 wins. Submission by knee bar over Lena Landsberg. Submission by armbar over Stephanie Egger. And then unanimous decision win over Wu Yanan. And then she took a loss to Mano Fiorot, who's been on a tear lately. So that's not that bad of a loss. Unanimous decision loss. All right. But yeah, her record is not, or her resume is not as extensive as Rocky Pennington's, but she's got.
But check this out, though. Fucking my bookies got Mayra Bueno Silva as a favorite, slight favorite of -175, -175. And then Raquel Pennington as a underdog at +145.
You know, for some reason, I was thinking that Rocky was a little bit older than she is on the screen, but she's not. 35, 32, that's not too much of an age difference.
Right.
But Mayra has been on a tear recently, dude. She is a little bit younger, and we talked about this earlier, wear and tear. She's not going to have the same amount of damage that Rocky has. And I know Rocky's taking some time off not too long ago, you know, maybe to heal up and whatnot, but Mayra hasn't had to do that. So she fought 2 times last year. She fought 2 times the year before that, 2 times the year before that, 2 times before the year before that. And then it looked like she was on a break for 2 years. So she doesn't have the mileage on her that Rocky does. So I think
but you also have to think about, you also have to take into account is the all the shit talk she's been saying. So I know she's been talking about how much that's motivating her for this fight. So, you know, I can see that playing a role in it.
Who's doing the shit talk?
The Brazilian.
Oh, she's talking shit to Pennington?
Yeah, she's been like doing a lot of talk, and they were interviewing what's her name, and they were saying how like she's like, you know what, I'm not gonna even say anything, I'm not even gonna talk, I'm just gonna show it out there, and she's like, I'm not even about that. She's like, but she's been talking a lot of shit, and basically she's gonna go up there and fuck her up.
So what is your thought?
who you taking in this? Who you taking?
I'm taking number 2. I'm taking number 2 on this one. What's her name?
Pennington.
You're taking Rocky?
Pennington, yeah. I have her winning this one. I think she's gonna go in there. Her mindset: go in there, handle business, and get out.
You think
So-
she's gonna finish her? Or you're gonna go to the decision?
I'm going to decision on it. I don't think she's gonna just walk right through her, but I think she's gonna have enough. She's gonna do enough to get the decision win, unanimous decision.
Man, this must be a special day because I agree with you, Ant.
That's right.
Yeah,
Damn it,
man.
why are we betting money this time?
I know, right?
Do you guys take forever to pick your bets? That's why.
Hey, talk to that guy, man. I pick my bets real quick.
All right. So
Not your
Anyway,
experience.
you're both going with Rocky Pennington by decision then.
yeah.
All
Yeah.
right. I'm going to go the opposite. I'm going Myra by decision. Yeah. I just think it's her
Oh,
time,
wow.
dude. I think that Rocky's she's been here for too long. I wouldn't imagine. I don't imagine she's going to stick around much longer after this. Win or lose. I mean, if she wins, she's going to have to fight one more time. But yeah, I just don't see this, man. I think that Myra's gonna back up the talk. I think it's her time, dude. I mean, I don't think she's gonna sub Rocky. She could, but I think she's just gonna dominate for 5 rounds and she's gonna pull off a unanimous decision win. And then this is gonna set up a killer showdown between her and well, not just kidding, Juliana Pena. The lead up to that is gonna be off the hook, bro, because they're just gonna both be catcalling, just talking crazy shit. I can't wait to see Juliana get into the cage against whoever wins this fight, because it's gonna start Saturday night, just the shitstorm. But yeah, man,
Yeah.
I think Myra's gonna take this one. So we're
All right.
we're splitting up on that one now. So let's
Mhm.
move on to main event, boys. Main event, I had to throw Chingazo seal of approval on this one, man. So the champ, the middleweight champ of the UFC, Sean Strickland, defending his strap for the first time in the UFC, taking on up and coming buzzsaw, man. This dude is just come out of nowhere. Talking about number 2 ranked middleweight fighter, Dricus du Plessis. Let's take a look at both of these guys' records, or the tail of the tape. I'm sorry. Sean Strickland, 28-5, 32 years old, 6'1", 185 pounds, 76-inch reach. Dricus, 30 years old, 6'1", 185 pounds, 76-inch reach advantage. Taking a look at
You're
this.
supposed to say everything else is virtually identical.
Well, they are both light-skinned, so yeah. All right, so this is a quick stat that I came across earlier today on the Reddit. So on the screen right now, we're looking at significant strikes landed per minute, and this is UFC middleweight history with a minimum of 5 fights. Guess who's at the top, boys? Dricus. So
Dude,
Dricus
that's
averages
impressive. 6.95.
0.95 significant strikes per minute. Underneath that, Paulo the Eraser Costa, 6.49.
That one's surprising.
It's probably from his earlier days, dude. Because I mean, this is going over their entire history. You know what I mean? So when Paulo first came out, if you think about it, he was doing a lot of the same shit that Dricus is doing, just mowing people down. He had high cardio, high output, and he was taking people out.
Yeah.
Right underneath Paulo Costa, Sean Strickland, 6.08. Underneath that, the RoboCop, Gregory Rodriguez, 5.99. And then another fellow fighter on this card, 5.97, Marc-Andre Barrial. So really high output by both of these guys, if you really think about it.
Yeah.
All right. Here on the screen, we got Strickland's record, a lot more extensive, 28 wins, 5 losses. So he's got, 33 fights in total. Last win, he's got that unanimous decision win over Izzy. Before that, he had that TKO win over Magomedov. Before that, he had a unanimous decision win over Nasruddin Imavov. But before that, though, he was coming off back-to-back losses. Split decision to Jared Cannonier, and then that KO loss to Alex Pereira. Top
Ain't
over
nothing
and
wrong
look
with that one.
Yeah, definitely not, man. And then let's switch over and let's look at DDP's record, dude. And he's got an impressive record, dude. He's got no fights that have ever gone the distance. Actually, I'm sorry, one. Out of his 22 wins, there's one person who's made it the entire fight, and that was Brad Tavares. And he pretty much beat the brakes off of him for 3 rounds. Brad was hanging in there, but I don't think there was a round that you could have given to him in that fight.
It just for that fight, I think it just shows more about fucking Brad Tavares' chin and heart than anything else.
Too dumb to quit. Yeah, man. I think you might be right. I mean, dude, and look at his record, dude. He's like good in everything. KOs, TKOs, and hella subs. And if you look at his submissions, they're like power subs, bro. Guillotines. He's got a rear naked, and I think he's got a Dar somewhere too. Dude, he neck cranked the shit out of Darren Till.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
So,
was nasty.
What do you guys think, man? What do you guys think? Do you
Dude.
think that Strickland's pitter patter Philly shell? Actually, it's not really like Philly shell style defense, right? Because he kind of just like
he uses
patty
the mix.
cakes.
He uses a mix of it. Like he does a Philly shell. He's pretty defensive, dude. Like in many aspects, not just a Philly shell.
So do you
which is a
think
good
that he's
strategy,
more like a defensive fighter where he's just like blocking shots, or he's just intending to like, you know what I mean? Because if someone throws a punch and their opponent gets them off balance, deflects the punch a little bit, like that totally affects the output of that punch.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And if he does that enough, he could make you open yourself up to something.
That's exactly what he did to Izzy.
And that's what he did to Izzy in that first round.
Yeah, the only problem is Izzy didn't have a ground game, and DDP does.
Yeah. And that's going to be the major factor, I think, in this fight, because Drukas can because Sean stands too tall whenever he's playing defensive. He's super tall. He's up here. So if he gets taken down, he can easily fall for that ground and pound. And I think that's going to be the major factor here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going Drukas round 3 KO.
Ooh.
Wow.
Yeah. Also, Drukas is a plus 120 slight underdog.
I could totally see that going down, bro. I can see this fight playing out one of two ways. This is what's going to happen. Either Drukas is going to get the TKO round 2, early round 3, like Fonzo is saying, or Sean's going to get the unanimous decision win.
Yeah, that's exactly
because
it.
I don't think that Sean is going to be able to finish Drukas no matter what. Like that dude is just
he's
a
tough,
fucking
man.
monster, dude. I just watched his
Just
last
keeps
fight.
coming.
I watched his last fight against Robert Whitaker, dude. And he came in and his back is like a silverback, bro. He is so big for the division. I would imagine he's probably like heavier than some light heavyweights come fight night.
Yeah.
He's just
He's a big motherfucker.
Fucking monster. And he's a bully, dude. Once he gets you on the ground, he's smash passing. He's fucking throwing your legs over your head. He's freaking throwing elbows. Dude, if you stand on the feet with him, he's going to clinch and he's going to throw your ass because he is that powerful. He's got crazy long blast double legs. I don't think Sean's going to fall for those, but if Sean gets too close to him, he's going to get thrown. And when he gets thrown, I don't know if he's going to be able to get back up, dude.
Yeah. Here's the trickiest part of this fight, man, is they're both so freaking deceptive. Both of them have been heavily underestimated, I think, for a lot of their careers and for different reasons. So, man, this is why I'm so excited about this fight, just because it's so unknown. We're talking here, we're predicting but none of this shit is likely to happen.
Nobody really knows, man.
We
Anything
don't
could
know.
fucking happen. We could see the first double KO in the UFC.
For real, that could happen here.
All right, cuz you're up. You got the deck. How's this gonna play out?
Man, I don't know. Like I think it's this one right here. We're gonna learn a lot about Strickland after this fight. We're gonna learn a lot about both of them after this fight. But I think I'm gonna have to go the same way as I did last time. I'm going with Strickland with the win. I don't think he's gonna put him out. But I think I think because of his game and his heart, his mentality, I think that he's gonna throw him off, and I think he's gonna come out with the win. He's gonna come out with the decision.
You think he'll start yelling again, like he did with Izzy?
Yep.
No, I think he went to therapy and got that taken care of. Yeah, I don't think that's happening.
Yeah, that's problem solved. Just made it go away.
Right?
Now I'm gonna go with you because I think so. One thing that we have not seen is we haven't seen Dricus in trouble ever. We haven't seen anybody be able to withstand what he brings to the table. You know what I mean? He just beat, except for Darren Till. Darren Till took it for a little while and was even whooping on him, dude. If you guys remember, I think I gave Darren Till round 1 in that fight before Dricus turned it around in round 2 and then finished him in round 3. And even against Derek Brunson, I thought he run round 1, but then he turned it around and finished him in round 2. It just depends on which, like when you watch Dricus's fights, like he's so unorthodox. And sometimes he just looks so unconventional. The way he fights, the way he wins, he looks like he's gassing out, looks like he's got no more energy left. And somehow he's still there.
But that's exactly what I meant, man. That's exactly what I meant. That these two guys just are so like you underestimate them for those two reasons. You know what I mean? For different reasons. Both those things.
And hasn't he on almost in every single fight gone to that level where he's almost like on the verge of gassing out? I mean, I don't know.
That's what we think, but we don't know, dude. He looks gassed.
No, he even said because remember his nose wasn't like
okay. That was before his nose surgery,
and then he got the nose surgery against Whitaker, and he didn't. He still looked a little tired, but not even nothing close to anything before that.
It's like
so he might have gotten. He might have fixed that problem, dude. No, he might have gotten that issue resolved. It might have been the surgery that he needed this entire time, and now he doesn't have that problem. So if he can stay away from emptying his gas tank out, he could probably pull this off. He could probably beat the shit out of Sean for 5 rounds.
How much of this being his first time to the show, like, is that going to play in his, adrenaline dump? He's got a lot, right? Like, this could be it. This could be him, gaining the championship. This could be it over right here. I mean, how much of his adrenaline is just going to dump compared to, just a regular, one of his regular fights?
Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think he's like that because he hasn't had, you can't say that it's an adrenaline dump when he's like, just got, I mean, dude, he don't become the biggest.
Well, I'm not saying that that's what's happened before. I'm saying how much is that going to play in this fight? He's in Canada. He's in his hometown.
Well, he's not. He's from South Africa. So every fight he's fought. Yeah, no. Every time he's fought, he's never fought in his home crowd since he's left that KSW league or wherever. You know what I mean? So he's always fought on foreign soil. He's always gotten booed. I don't think he's going to get booed in Canada, but I don't think the spotlight is going to get to him. I think that they're both going to come in. It's going to be an even playing field. I think the mind games are out the window. They already had their face off today at the media scrum. Yeah. You know what I mean? But I think the way this should play out, if we do MMA math, I just think that Sean's cardio, Sean's defense is going to be enough to disrupt DDP's game plan. And I think he's just going to pile the points on round after round after round.
I think those therapy sessions cut into Sean's training.
Yeah. All right. So there we have it. That was the last fight of the card. Gentlemen, anything you got to say before we wrap this up?
Just Have fucking great time out there. Hope you guys get to catch these fights. Ant will recap them to you. I'll send you an email to let you know that I won.
Yeah, let me know how those go, man. Let me know how they go.
Have fun today.
Fake
You, brother.
news, Fonzo. Fake news. Don't even trip because we'll get you. And everyone out there watching and listening, we'll share the results as well as highlights and this week's combat news on Monday with y'all. Hope everyone gets to watch the pay-per-view. Until Monday, Chingaso's Combat Crew out.
Peace.
Peace.